Hey, this is Coach Kinsey Shae, and I'm here with Counselor Bobby Merwin. And
Hello.
yes, and today we're just gaining perspective on the coaching and counseling, women,
Yep.
man, on is your past affecting your now? Is your past
Yeah.
affecting you now?
Yeah, that is the topic of the day. This is what we talked about. It's funny how much business that gets us that
Mm-hmm.
we'd rather not have because we would like it to be better and easier for you as you come in. And remember I was giving you a hard time the other day about your phone dinging? Did you hear mine ding just now?
I did it. I did it.
I just I have to have something that works because I don't have a keyboard.
I know, but we're going to do this
Oh,
thing. We're going to do it.
yes.
So I think a lot of people get stuck in the constructs of their minds.
Yeah.
They, their ego gets triggered by past things that happen, but they
Yeah.
don't gain awareness that they have a choice to do something different. They anchor to
Yes.
the fear, the guilt, the shame, all of those depleting emotions. And all of that keeps you stuck.
Right, and the simple reason for it, because if you break all of our work down, it's very simple.
Mhm,
The simple reason for it is the familiarity.
mhm,
We will, as a good friend of mine says, we will drink sand when there is no water.
mhm.
We are familiar with that, so therefore we're just going to do that and not do something different.
Right.
Even if it's bad, we're used to the bad and we're afraid of the future because that might actually be worse. But what we're not seeing is that it might actually be better. Give that a try for once. I know
Right.
that it took me a while. I didn't just, pop out and, shoot out of diapers and go, hey, I'm Captain Optimism. No,
No,
I had time
no.
too. And I had to learn that, oh, yeah, I can just look in the back. That's saying that the looking in the rear view mirror, it's only this big for a reason because it's all you need to see. You just need to see that it's back there. And the
Right.
windshield of your future. Go
Well,
towards that.
yeah. I mean, everything that happened in your past, you can look
Mhm.
at it with two different lenses. You can look at
Mhm.
it with the lens of I suck. What if I would have done this? The good old what
Mhm.
if
Yep.
mindset, or you can look at it on the other hand as okay, I did the best I could with the knowledge I had. And what
Yes.
lesson can I leverage from this?
Yes.
Because life is leverage, my friends. I mean, every
Mhm.
experience
Yep.
is a learning opportunity. And when you live in that grace and give yourself grace, that's
Yeah.
where your power is. That's
Oh,
where,
you could not be more right. You are so right with that. No, really, I mean that. I'm not trying to just agree with you to agree with you. We learn every day from just the simplest moves that we make, but we sometimes, as a whole, when I say we, I'm not French, I say we.
oh, well,
I'm saying we, on a whole, don't take in those little things every day that we should stop down and go, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Or, oh, that was a good thing that I did. Or, oh, that was a good choice that I made. Be, kind of really self-aware is the word I'm looking for.
right. Right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, even like the episode we did, and we did the meme with like all the different, um, like Gen X, Gen Z, or whatever. And Gen
Mm-hmm.
X, we're just like, that without meme, it was like, we have
Mm-hmm.
feelings, but because we were very much taught in Generation
Mm-hmm.
X that, you just shove those down. You don't address them,
Right.
you don't work through them. And
Right.
honestly, that's a surefire way to be stuck
Mm-hmm.
and be miserable and not have a fulfilled life. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be regional too. It's not just to Gen Z, Gen
Right.
X. It is like I'm from the Midwest. We're
Yep.
very much taught not to show emotions, just to stuff them
Mm-hmm.
down, keep on trucking, do what you got to do.
Yep.
And you know, what good are emotions? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I was taught
Emotions ain't going to help you work. You grab that shovel and get going. All
Yeah.
right. I ain't got time for no crying.
Exactly. It was very much a weakness. So
Yeah.
with coaching and with counseling, those things that we hold that are true, that are lies, it's that we really reframe those as, you know, it was our past, you know,
Mhm.
and it doesn't need to affect our now, and it doesn't need to affect our
Mhm.
we live in a state of
That's right.
gratitude, you know, where we had this opportunity. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, state of gratitude is a fantastic state to be in.
Mhm,
Seriously, it's like being on like a comfy bed of
exactly.
pillows. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to be. I mean, yeah, sometimes you roll over and you catch a remote in the elbow. Okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes you roll over, there's a dog toy, but
yeah,
on a whole, it's pretty darn good.
right.
And you made me laugh a couple minutes ago, and I didn't want to stop what you were saying because it was really, really prolific. But um, you have a problem with the word meme, and it's a Kinseyism
It is.
where you'd like to say you did say meme, and then you talked for a second, and then you said mem, and I'm like,
I know.
that's so good. And I'm like, God, I just have to point that out because we all have those words, and then we all have those words where we look at it and we say one thing and hear another thing in our head.
Or
Like
motion.
the first time I saw the word, I thought it was Mimi.
I
I thought
know.
it was Mimi. I thought that's what it
I
was. And then
know.
I had to get corrected and somebody said, meme.
I know.
What are you, 85, grandpa? You know?
I know.
Sorry, youngster, I didn't know how I was supposed to say that.
But I mean,
So
the thing is with gratitude, it's all about reframing, because when I first started doing like positive thinking and gratitude, I was very much in my head, and I was like,
okay.
how is this gonna freaking work? This is so
Mm-hmm.
stupid. Da, 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 da. So if you feel that
Yes.
resistance, that's just your
Yes.
old self trying to hold you back. It's your ego putting up that massive
Oh,
resistance.
oh, pick me. Oh, pick me. I've got one. I've got a big one right now. Seriously. And
Okay.
again, this is so Gen Z and this so grandpa. It's unbelievable. So you and I have talked about the whole TikTok thing
Right.
and me moving forward in that world.
Yeah.
And it's been around a day. I don't know how many years TikTok's been around, but I'll just say something like 8 or 10 or whatever.
Mhm.
And I have resisted it. Only
Yeah.
kids play on that. It's stupid. What are you watching? Dancing? Go to work. You know, that's what I feel like when I look at TikTok. And I have been introduced to the fact that it can be a business area, that it can be a place of promotion. I've got a book coming out next week. So
Yeah.
I've been working with that to try and
Yeah.
do that. And every little bit that I do it makes it that much better. I'll akin it to going to the gym. I mean, who gets up and goes, gosh, I can't wait to go to the gym today? Virtually nobody. About 1% of people that go to the gym do that. The rest of us go like, oh, the gym. All right, pack my stuff, da, da, da. You know, the whole rigmarole to do it. Once we get there, that's when the magic happens. We're like,
Right.
oh, I'm working up a sweat. Oh, I'm feeling good. Oh, I like this song. Oh, that's a great video. Oh, he's cute. Oh, she's cute. Oh, I'm going to get a, not a Slurpee. What do you call those? What do they make at those fancy gyms? Smoothie. It started with an S. I saw it in a mem. I saw it in a mem once.
So you're
I
saying
can't say it.
you framed it.
I did. I framed it. I framed
Yep.
it differently.
You framed it.
Yeah. And it's painful. I will admit. I am dragging my feet. I am honest. I am.
Mhm.
And there's a few people that know me that'll watch this and go, oh yeah, you are so dragging your feet. I'm usually up for the
We had
challenge. Let's
many
try this. Let's do this. Oh God.
I'm like, just do it already.
Oh, we have. And I have been. I did, you know what? I did 2 of them yesterday.
I saw
2.
it.
Oh God.
I
I was
liked
doing
them
like
too.
1 a week. Yeah, you did, and thank you. I was doing like 1 a week and I was just like cutting myself doing that. Like, I hate this so much.
Right.
But no, it's the acceptance. I have to actually flip this shit onto myself. All of this, good speak, and go like, oh, wait a second, Bobby, you hypocrite. Hold on. Are you dragging your feet right now, or is this going to be a good thing for you?
Well, it's not even being a
Okay.
hypocrite.
Okay, other Bobby.
We're just human.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to coach ourselves
Yes.
because we're holding ourselves back. And sometimes it just takes somebody else to point it out. And then, we know how to reframe and do all that. But that's where, a lot of people get stuck because they don't know where to go. And there's just so many people that can help. There's coaches, there's counselors, there's groups. The whole point of us doing this is because we just want to help people and gain new perspectives on how you can have a more fulfilled life, because at the end of the day, if you don't like the person that's in the mirror, you wake up to the same person. And you know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
And we only get one of these, as far as I know. I don't know anybody that's lived twice myself. I'd like to meet somebody. That would be interesting. But we only get one. And sometimes we just let it pass by us. And it's like, I'm just kind of existing. No, I've done that. Yeah. You might have done it too. I think that you personally, Kinsey, have a very different perspective than most people because of the trials and tribulations that you have had. Exactly. I've had them too. They've just been longer and not as grave. Yeah. But you had something thrust upon you that said, I'm going to give you a chance to look at some perspective right now.
Yeah.
You can choose this road or this road.
God gave me a gift. I mean, for people that haven't watched this, I was in a car accident and I almost lost my arm and I almost died. And I was in a wheelchair and I'm physically disabled now. But at the end of the day, it was a gift because I wouldn't be here speaking to you today. I wouldn't be helping people in their journey of life. I would be very much anchored to, I hate my job. Life sucks. I just have to pay another bill. Right. I mean, I was having fun, but I was very much, like that, the pool balls, when you try to shove it under the water and
like a beach ball.
Like a beach ball?
A beach ball. Yeah.
And you shove it under the water and you take all your energy and you shove it underneath. That was how I was with my emotions. And I was so energetically just drained by not facing my emotional strains or what I was going through. So after my accident, I really when I tell people this, I go, it was a gift. I'm grateful. And they're like, how?
Yeah.
How?
Wow. Like, I mean, I got to tell you, I get slightly emotional just hearing you say that because I can't imagine what you went through. Nobody can. Nobody even has the ability to. So just stop there. And to be able to see that as a gift is an amazing turn of phrase and of mind. Also, it's funny the way our minds work because you said, when you have those pool balls and you try and shove them underwater, I'm like, those fuckers will sink. What is she trying to? Oh, because I saw billiard balls in my head. I'm like, if you put a billiard ball in the water, Kinsey, it's going to the bottom. Let me just help you with that physics right there.
Oh, beach ball.
So then I said beach ball, and I'm like, oh, this makes much more sense now. Okay, keep going. Okay, now I'm with you.
But it's just
you got to talk slowly to me.
Slowly. But no, I also think a lot of people, they get stuck in the weeds, they and I have too, because our brain, we've talked about this multiple times, but we from 0 to 7, we're like sponges, and we just soak up all of these limiting beliefs that people and expectations and all this stuff, and we try to live up to this expectation or these beliefs where our core values don't match. They match our parents or whoever we had in our life, like 0 to 7. But most people, they do not take stock in their values, their relationships, their mindset. And you know, it makes a difference when you can really anchor to what your values are and then align your life around that. It makes it so much easier to navigate life. And people, things, everything, I kind of think it like a tree. You know, some people are, you know, they're like the leaves. They fall off after a season. They're the branches. They, you know, they're there for a little bit, but they can break off. You know what I mean? That, you know, and you can, and then you have your root people, like your ride and die people. But relationships, you know, they might not last forever, and that's okay. It's just we all are evolving and we're all on our journey. And people I was friends with in high school, you know, we're two different people now, you know.
Most of them I would agree with. I have a couple of guys that I still talk to. I mean, one lives 150 miles away from me and one lives 1,000 miles away from me, but we still catch up and still talk and have a great Gen X bond, you know, that we get, and we understand each other. Therefore, those guys, you know, they utilize me really well. You know, they get all kinds of free counseling from me.
I know, my
because they won't talk to anybody else. They'll talk to me and they basically won't talk to anybody else. So I think that's very flattering. But yeah, you said something about the acceptance of people moving through our lives and how sometimes we have control of it and sometimes we don't. But again, it seems to always go back to acceptance, doesn't it?
Yep.
It goes back to acceptance. Like, you need to accept. Like me with the TikTok stuff. I can't even say it without getting elevated. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. No. The answer's no. But I have to. I have to accept.
Are you saying you're triggered?
Oh. Yeah, my favorite word. That's good. This thing's still wet, by the way.
He gets triggered.
This thing is still wet. I get triggered by triggered.
Yes.
I had an iced tea accident this morning and spilt everywhere. Just so everybody knows why I'm playing with this, because I have no keyboard. It's out in the sun.
Yeah.
Drying.
Embracing the circumstances. We are here.
It is, because you saw when I was typing to you what was happening. Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is just that. I can't do this. We're not doing this today.
So I think a good point too is talking about language. A lot of times we can't accept what happened in the past because the things that we say, we leave them very absolute or very vague. And so, meaning like, this person always does this, or
yes,
you know what I mean? Or this
I get it.
You know what I mean? Or they use the blame and they become the victim and they live in that victim mindset. And I think we have a little meme.
You even try. I saw you concentrating, Kinsey. Come on.
I don't know what it is about that word.
But you know what? When you look at the word, that's what you say in your head.
I know.
You know that thing, the music thing, Spotify?
Yeah.
Forever in my head, it's been spoofity. I cannot look at the word and not see spoofity. And I called it spoofity in out loud many, many times, and nobody knew what it was. Okay, what does it say? If your man hurt you, if your man hurt you, don't post all men ain't shit. Post Leroy, 36 years old, who lives on Martin Luther King Drive with 4 kids ain't shit. Leave the rest of us out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's good. Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. We are not all the same.
Yeah.
And that's going to hold you back in your dating life. If you're going to
Yeah.
throw all men or men throwing women, let's, play both sides of this
Right.
onto this and say that we are all bad. All men are terrible. I mean, what's that thing now that we probably don't want to get into? If you're in the walking along, would you rather see a man or a bear?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those things that have come up? And I'm like, wow, what has scorned you, lady? Let's talk. Because that's negativity at a degree that I've never seen.
Yeah.
Jeepers.
But the
But
thing
no,
is,
not all men are bad, just like not all women are bad.
well, I think many people, they use that vague language as protection, and to really isolate
Yes,
themselves. And this is, I
I
don't
agree.
think people intentionally do this. This is just subconsciously, you know, because we do a lot of things, just from the rhetoric in our head. So from
Uh-huh.
our core beliefs and whatever. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's just a way to protect ourselves. And that's human
Mm-hmm.
nature. There's nothing
Yes.
wrong with that. But the thing is now with new
No.
perspective and awareness, we know that that's what's going on. So we can
Yeah.
decide how we choose to speak. We can
Mm-hmm.
decide how we choose to heal. We can choose how to not allow that to affect future relationships. That's why when
Mm-hmm.
with domestic abuse and such, like there's a pattern. There's a
Right.
pattern,
There is.
so this is all about gaining awareness. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're specific, it takes accountability, self responsibility and acceptance
Mm-hmm.
of what did happen. Because I don't care who you are,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just one person's fault in a relationship. Like with my divorce,
That's correct.
yeah, with my divorce, there were things he did, there was things I did, and I accept mine. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what he's done with his, but I
Mm-hmm.
took my part in that. It's just,
Yeah. It does, the old adage, it takes two to tango. I have noticed that in all of the divorce conversations that I've had with all of the clients that I've had over the decade and a half that I've been doing this, I always say that it's never 100%. There's always something that the other person has done. If we look at my first wife, I'm sure that I was the one that was more wrong now that I can reflect on it, because it's been, over a decade. And
yeah,
then I look at my second wife, I think, oh, that was probably more her than me, but I still had a part. I still had a part in it.
right.
So it's, again, back to acceptance. Here we are.
Yep.
Just like that.
Overarching theme. It's our umbrella.
Yep. The overarching theme. We need
Yeah,
one of those things like Sesame Street that like goes across like a banner.
I know.
Acceptance.
Acceptance.
Yeah. Definitely.
Ta-da!
Definitely need that. There was something else that you said there. Yeah. The more you know. There was something that you said there that I was I wanted to touch on, and we got off topic, but that's okay. It'll come back around. I know what it was. The overarching statements. Is that what you called them?
Mm-hmm.
The super negatives.
Yeah.
The one that and people use that as a kind of a combination of a defense and a lashing out at the same time. Sometimes people say the best defense is a good offense.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what I try and help people with is taking the word "you" and taking the word "but" and
Yes.
taking it out of your vocabulary when you're talking to your significant other.
Yes.
And the feedback that I have got from that has been overwhelmingly good.
Yeah.
Move the "you" statements out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I do that too in my coaching. That's when you say you automatically just feel it in your body. When
Mm-hmm.
somebody's pointing at you and saying you, what do you
Mm-hmm.
automatically do? You get tense. Like, what did I do? Like a kid,
Right. You know. You do. I'm going to use the word you. You do. But I've also had clients that have come to me when we're talking about this and said, I don't know how to say things any differently. And I go, I get it. I get it. You have to reframe how you say those things, you know?
Right.
How come you didn't do the dishes? That's a blaming statement right there. You're just blaming them for that. Or you could say, hey, what's up? The dishes didn't get done. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Now you're opening up a conversation. Whoa, check that out. You said the same thing, just with different words, right? Don't come at somebody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
give them a chance.
Exactly.
Because you would want the same chance.
And I would
The
also
more you know.
say you teach people how to treat you. Like I know in
Oh gosh, yeah.
I know in my marriage, I was very much a perfectionist. Everything had to be done. It had to be on my timetable. I mean, I was much younger. I got married at 21, you know? So
Oh,
yeah, yeah. And so yeah, he would do some things and
wow.
it would be up to my standards. So I would go behind him and clean the bathroom, or I go behind
Oh
him
gosh.
and do whatever. So I taught him just not to care or do it. So
Right.
fast forward 15 years later, I was doing everything around the house. Now I easily could have been that SOB, da 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 da, da, you know, he whatever, you know, you can fill in the blanks there. But I trained him to be that way because of
Yeah.
my own perfectionism. Like, does it really matter for a week if the toilet isn't cleaned up to, I mean, really? It doesn't really
Yeah.
matter.
You would like it to be a 10, but it was cleaned to an 8, and it's
Yeah.
going to be that way for a week. It's like, tough shit. Just let it
Yeah.
go. Let it go.
Let it
You know, and
go.
I'm not making fun of your perfectionism or the way you were at that time,
Yeah.
but it's hard. I mean, you got married at 21. Let's turn that on its ear a little bit and say that's a difficult thing to do. We think when we're 21 we're smart. We
And
know
we're
we're not
grown.
smart. Yeah. I'm grown. I'm a grown man.
I know everything.
Oh man, I was probably on so many spectrums at 21. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Man, I was not a full thinker by any stretch of the imagination. I think I'm closer now, but I think I could still learn, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I think that we can pass knowledge down with our Gen X-ness, which, by the way, is just one of the most awesome badges to have right now.
I know.
You know, I feel like I'm in by far the coolest generation. So
Right.
yeah, we can give a lot to other generations for sure. Wasn't it you that was telling me, you know, when you're Gen X, when you're 30, you're 50, and when you're 80, you're 50? Was that you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, somebody was trying to tell me that because it doesn't. We seem like we've gone through all this time and we've always had to be the same age.
Yeah.
You know, being latchkey kids, being, you know, I mean, how many times did you come home to an empty house? I know that I came home to an empty house 25% of the time minimum. And if not, I had to go to the boys club. It wasn't even the boys and girls club at that time. It was just the boys club. You know, go to the boys club after school.
I would say my household, I came home to an empty, like when I say empty house, like my parents not being there, I would say it was 90% of the time.
There you go. Pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, I mean, there was hardly anybody there. Like the stuff that they did back then, and it was very much the culture and the time. So this isn't me saying my parents are bad. This is
right. No. I get it. No, you and I speak the same language. I totally get it. No, it's not that your parents were bad. They were doing stuff. Thing is, today we don't let kids be alone.
No, they would get
they would get in trouble. I mean, we got in trouble, but we also knew that, you know, we were going to get our ass handed to us if we stepped out of line. And I don't think that we have that quite as much today. So,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, if anything did happen, I lived across the street. You'll find this funny, but I lived across the street from a convent. So I always had a place to go if something happened.
I've got 4 minutes worth of jokes running through my head.
I know.
I'm gonna hemorrhage. Oh,
They were
okay.
awesome
That's
though.
so good.
They were
I'm
awesome. Because like
yeah.
I threw a party when I don't know where my parents were, but I threw a party and all the nuns were just all watching, and they waved at
Mhm.
me. They never said anything to my parents. I was like their entertainment, I think.
Oh God. Yeah. You were the sin that wasn't gonna happen. We're gonna live through Kinsey. Okay. Let us pray now. Dear Lord, let us live through Kinsey and have that kind of joy that we're never gonna have in this life. Why is it that anytime anything goes religious, it goes with a southern accent? I don't know why, but if you watch, everybody does that. It's just so funny.
I know.
So what was today about? About looking forward,
Yeah.
about not dragging your past
You're now.
with you as much.
Yeah.
Living in the now. Living in the now. Oh God. Yes. I mean, I have to live in the now. I've got like 6 minutes until I have to see a client. I'm gonna go try and grab a handful of food and shove that in my face.
Yeah.
But I'm living in the now and I love it. I love living in the now because I'm present. Be present in your now, please. It's so good.
Being present is like a gift.
It is.
And it just gives you joy, fulfillment, and
Mhm.
accepting your essence, accepting your truth, accepting your past as a gift. It just reframes it so that life doesn't seem so dreadful. I
That's
don't
right.
know about you, but I don't like to dread waking up in the morning. I don't like to,
No.
the way I used to be before my accident. I never want to
Yeah.
be that woman again.
Right.
And that's why I do the work that I do. And that's why, because I want other women to have that also. So,
Yes, and I want other men to have that also, and I know that all of us don't have jobs that we absolutely love, and I'm thinking that you're not watching this during your time on that job, but be present in that job if you hate it, and I mean that, because I want you to be aware of what you like and don't like so that you can focus on something in your future that you can change. You're not stuck there.
yeah,
You can move. So let's
exactly.
move you.
Move it,
There
move
you
it,
go.
move it.
That's a strong ending.
It is.
Strong ending for me.
And I
Okay.
just want to end up on like, you have the power within you. You are
Yep.
your own rescue. Looking for somebody else to take care of it,
Mhm.
no, it's accepting who you are and putting in the work in yourself, because the best investment is in yourself.
Yep. That
Very
is
much.
correct.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
You started it off and you ended it. You nailed it.
yeah.
Boom.
So like, subscribe, do all that fun jazz. Please put
Yes.
comments. We want this to be more interactive so that we can
Mhm.
really be here to aid in your journey.
Right.
Would love some feedback, love some questions,
Mhm.
because this is
More questions.
this is something that we want
Mhm.
to continue doing. So make sure to like and subscribe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yep. So have a
Okay.
blessed day.
Yep. Have a great day, Kinsey, everybody else. And I'm going to go get my keyboard out of the yard. Not often you hear people say that sentence, but that's what I'm going to do because it's out there drying.
Well, you have fun with that.
I will.
All right.
Okay.